Hey there, welcome back to the table. So before we continue, there's been some comments made offline, and one particular viewer sort of went nuts and lost his mind. He just very much feels that I'm trashing DVG as I play this game. Look, I am definitely pointing out things that could have been done better. And some things I'm even disappointed in. But I am for certain not trashing DVD. I mean, my goodness, I'm playing the game and I'm paying all this money for these games. Anyways, I don't agree with this person at all, but they somehow believe that when I make a video about DVG, I have to say nothing but good things. I don't get any special treatment from DVG, so why should I? I mean, it seems like there's this expectation that, these people have to cater. But anyways, I'm digressing. I think this person at least has playtested some DVG games, which probably is why he's so testy when I keep finding mistakes. But let's thoroughly trash his comment right now. Largely because I feel like I've already addressed this once before, but he seems to be hammering that I'm getting the rules wrong on special conditions. And so I have the rule up here, and let me show you, because I think, one of the arguments or the problems with social media or just any debate in general is when you're debating somebody, you need to show actively that you understand their point of view, and then objectively explain why you disagree with it. And so let's start with understanding his point of view, and then let me explain why I just flatly disagree with it, okay? His point of view is right here in the second paragraph under special conditions. It says that select a special condition card, singular, when you're selecting your campaign, blah, 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 blah. So he believes that you're only allowed to have one card for your campaign. And just to remind you, we're using 4. So there's, first of all, he's right, it is singular. And secondly, I can see where he's getting that conclusion. But I think I'm going to step back and firstly explain that I think it's just explaining that you can select a card when you're selecting your campaign. Should it have been plural? Yeah. Should it have been clarified? But the thing is he's skipping the paragraph right above it. Special conditions, plural, reflect real-world circumstances, plural, on the ground that alter the narrative of your campaign and missions. Circumstances that alter the campaign. Not circumstance, circumstances, meaning that more than one card is being used to modify your campaign. It flat out says plural, plural, twice. Down here it's just saying select a card. So yeah, could it have maybe explained it a little better? I guess so. It's just that I think that most of us that passed middle school comprehension already understand we can use more than one. And then it says many of them have game effects beyond just setup, blah, blah, blah. It's helpful. Now here it goes. It's singular again to keep the card out as a reminder. But it's just simply saying that, whichever cards, special condition cards are optional. But many of them have game effects beyond just setup. And so this I read to be plural. And then up here above, special rules, plural. And these rules, plural, expand the basic version. They include special condition rules, plural, as well as combat rules, load rules. But it's not required that you use any of them, but they do provide extra options, plural, to expand and enhance your game. Okay, so let's just assume that no matter how many times I found plural words, that he's still staunchly just going to insist that he's right. Because he has. I think I've already addressed this once before, and I'm addressing it again because for whatever reason he's doubling down on this. We're going to go to the beginning, to the section that originally triggered him, because it's in the What's New in Ego Leader, right here. Changes in interoperability and house rules. Right here in the middle. It is possible that some players may like to adjust the rules to suit their personal style of play. Please go ahead and make your own. Best suits your enjoyment of the game. Please do not overthink the rules. In the case of any doubts, please do not overthink the rules. What part of this, Tom, are you missing? That's 2 places. Did you so you're a stickler for the rule book. So this paragraph and this paragraph, it just flew over you, like you skipped those. So I'm doing my playthrough. I am publicly acknowledging your position that you should only have 1 special condition card. And now I'm telling you to stop. Stop commenting on it. Stop calling me, what did you say, a whiny bitch was the first one. And then I think the second one is I'm a crybaby. All the ad hominem. You can just stop it. I'm done with it, Tom. Those of you who are welcome to the table, but I don't do this for abuse. So please stop. That's all I have to say. Okay? I don't do any of this for abuse. I'm not asking any of you for likes or subscribes. I'm not catering to you. You are not my customer. You are a friend who's welcome to join me at the table, just like my neighbors would be welcome to join me at the table. But if my neighbors get rowdy, drink too much alcohol, and become abusive, I'm kicking them out. And I'm doing the same for you if you keep it up. That's my final warning. Okay. Next. Aces. So I think that this aces thing, and this was more a discussion I had with one viewer, and I actually came up with these ideas. It's just, I think aces make the game too easy. And I love the idea that, when you take an ace, you got to downgrade an average to a noob. But I think that after playing this campaign, that the right thing to do is you can freely give out the experience points if they participate in the mission, but only until they're up to average. And then it's sort of, it doesn't work anymore. They can still give out experience points as the flight leader, but it's not as easy to level up anymore and get the free experience. And that just represents that a new person has a lot to learn, and then as they start to become a veteran themselves, they have less and less they can glean from the ace. That's one way. The viewer suggested that instead of just freely giving out all these experience points, do half, rounded down. And actually that's a good idea as well, because it slows down. I take 3 aces on a mission. I had one mission where there was 4 pilots. 3 of them were aces, and one of them was a pilot that was getting quadruple experience points. If I'm giving half, then it's not as egregious, I guess. That person was able to level up twice just on one mission. And I think those are good ideas. My final takeaway is I honestly just think you can't play with aces. The reason I love them so much is they have 2 skills built in, and those skills are so great. I almost wish I could play with aces, with pilots that have skills already built in, but they're not legendary level. They're just average or something. You pay some, I don't know, I guess skills are 3 SO points each, so you can't pay that much. Otherwise, you just give them skills. I just really like the idea of the pilots who have built-in skills. And but I think that because they're aces, they're recovering, Gale recovers her stress so quickly. you can't give a 2,000 hours to a new pilot. It doesn't work because you have to be veteran or higher to be able to use the benefit. So she's taking advantage of an advanced skill from the start of the game. And then they all have +3 air to ground, air to air. So they're really carrying the team until I can get their stats up. And I do think it does just make the game too easy. So as much as I really want to make aces work, because I like the idea of having the superstars mixed with a bunch of noobs. I think it makes it an interesting campaign. But the game does get too easy, and I know we have 6 more days left, and I already feel like I'm cruise controlling this game. And it makes you, when you're in that cruise control mode, it does make you like less interested in playing. So it's not that I don't like Hornet Leader, it's just that when it gets too easy, right, because you're doing well, then that's when it starts to go south. So maybe to keep that tension a little bit longer, I honestly think you just got to get rid of aces. And so we have 2 expansions now that I'm no longer recommending. The Aces expansion is sort of like gung-ho. It just makes the game too easy. Now, if you're struggling with the game, then maybe it is for you, right? And that's probably a fair point. The other expansion that I'm not sure I recommend is the special equipment. And it's just because they cost so many SO points that I'm not sure that the abilities you get back in exchange for it is worth it, given the fact that we have skills that make up for it. And then the last thing I have for you, yes, there's a lot of announcements. I apologize. We're 12 minutes in. I do have one more announcement, and that is I picked up Fulcrum Leader. I absolutely do not like playing as the Soviets. Thematic-wise, it doesn't appeal to me. But it's really interesting. After playing this, one viewer commented that this game is just Hornet Leader 2.0, and I agree. I don't disagree. And I love Hornet Leader, so there's no reason not to love this. And I don't remember who designed this, but they did a good job. Like, it is Hornet Leader 2.0. It gives me all the Hornet Leader vibes, and I love it for that reason. But it's funny, though, that mechanically, though, Fulcrum Leader has all the things that I want in a Hornet Leader game. And so here's I'll explain why. I don't like aces. I don't like the experimental aircraft. So those 2 things were introduced in this. I don't like that we don't have an extended range missile phase anymore. Do I hate it? Does it make me hate this game? No, none of that stuff. But those are things that, like, of all the Hornet Leader features, they're like my least favorite. But let me list off a few things that Fulcrum Leader did. First of all, they have angle. So when you put out a sight, they have visibility. So they can't see in every direction anymore. They sometimes have vision blocked. So it makes it so it's more tactical in how you go to target. Okay, those were in Israeli Air Force Leader. I apologize. I don't remember the history of which game it came out in first. Maybe Phantom Leader. Can't remember. But I know they were in Israeli Air Force Leader. They're great. They're absolutely great. The next thing is they also added nuclear weapons. I don't know if I necessarily love that, but I think it's a cool twist. The third thing they did is they have a political leader, which I know is on the NATO side is not as important. But it completely changes the mechanics. Well, not completely, but it just adds some interesting mechanics. They added ground forces that do ECM jamming. So you now have ground forces that are part of your squad. and they're like a supporting aircraft, like an AWACS would be. They did all the things that I was hoping for in a Hornet Leader 2.0. They kept what makes Hornet Leader great, but they added all these cool new things to try. And this one kept all the things that makes Hornet Leader great, and then just added more Hornet Leader stuff. And I don't want to say that this is inferior, because it's not. I'm having a blast playing this game. It's just that the Fulcrum Leader looks great as well. So yes, I ended up getting it. And I'm not going to understand any of the munitions, because I don't know anything about the Soviet arsenals and what they did and how they worked or operated. I think Zero Leader was superior to Corsair Leader, but I didn't get it because I didn't want a Japanese game. I didn't get Stuka Leader because I didn't want to be the Germans. I don't want to be the Russians either. But I do think it added some really neat and fun. Like they also have, so they added one mechanic that I thought was super cool. So you know how we have these stress bands? All the targets are different shapes. So instead of them all being circles like this, some of them are square. And so those targets change how much stress you get. So it's not just all these targets are 2 stress. Some individual targets in here could be 4 stress. So they just did stuff like that, which those little touches, I think were, whoever that designer is, he just put in all the nice little touches, which I think was really good. And I don't mean to negatively compare that to this. It just, when it comes to playing these games, it was worthy as well. I completely dismissed it solely because of the theme. And I realized that they did some really cool stuff. Not that I don't want this game, because this game's staying. This is a great game. I just think that they also made a great game. It's not that this one's inferior, it's just that they both did good things. And I didn't think it was possible. I thought DVG was really just making 2 identical games, and they were slapping on a Soviet sticker on the other one. And I now realize that they did not do that. So now for some of you, and especially one viewer who commented, he wants something that's a little different. Dean Brown made Spruance Leader and B-17 Leader. And I think you will agree with me that those are leader games, yes. They have the RPG elements, but they went in an entirely different direction. And it does not feel like a Hornet Leader game at all when you play those games. Well, I mean, a little bit, right? The 10% it does. But it has completely new mechanics and new way of playing. I can't say that Fulcrum Leader is that kind of game. It is Hornet Leader 2.5. We'll put it that way. They added elements that we're familiar with from other games. And then they, the whole Soviet political intrigue. I don't remember. It's the Zubovnik or Zubros. There's some political leader that actually goes on the missions. I mean, he has an objective that has nothing at all to do with the military target. And, it just throws all these monkey wrenches into your scenarios. I think it's cool. I really do. And you can actually ignore him. But if you do, then the loyalty goes down. And if the loyalty gets too low, then you start to have problems. So you want to keep the loyalty to the party up. And you have an overall mission commander who's immune to the loyalty. But anyways, a lot of really cool stuff to contemplate. And also, the reason I did it is DVG actually has Sarah's birthday. So I think if you put in a code for her birthday, and you can find it on their Facebook page, they give you a discount that's above and beyond the discount you normally get when you go to their page. And it was a very, I got over 50% off on the price, which it's a bloated overpriced game. Both of these are. as much as I like these games, they're very overpriced. So you need the discounts, I think. But with the discounts, it became more reasonable. And so, anyways, I got it, and who knows? It'll be a week or so before it arrives, and maybe we'll see some more. Okay, so with that said, enough rambling. Tom, stop your nonsense. And, I get it. You don't like it when I say anything negative about DVG. Move on. And let's keep playing. Okay, turn 6. We're drawing 4 cards. Like I said, I think we're cruise controlling a little bit here. But let's go. So we have a large strike. This should be the intel moving 2 is really desirable, because right now our intel is -1 bandit, -1 site, but if we move 2, we get to -2 bandits, -2 sites. That's a lot better. I really like that one. They give us an extra turn. I don't know why. It's only against 8 MiG-27s, which, that might be an issue, because I don't think MiG-27s are... we have we do have, oh no, they are. They're just bombers. Oh my gosh, that's a turkey shoot. There's not even a battle to be had. And look at this, you could bring 6 aircraft. What's going on? Why do I need 6 aircraft to destroy 8 bombers that don't fight back? I don't understand. But that's the thing. And it's 3 victory points. It moves the dials I want to move. I guess the next question is, can I find a secondary? And then also, I know there's some scrambles in the deck, and we have not encountered any scrambles yet. It's just that this is so desirable. I don't want to miss out on this. I'm sorry, folks. I'm going to take this one. It is 6 aircraft. And just so and I already have them. So they said it's 8 MiG-27s. So right here's 2 of them, right? So they have a +0, okay? They do not fight back. They don't. They just sit there in their objectives. And so you can sit 2 spaces away and aim 7 them. So there's absolutely 0 bandits and 0 sites. So no sights drawn. Imagine 4 more of these. I'm not even going to get them all out. So yeah, I mean, I technically need to go through my motions here. Everybody's taking aim 7s, just so you know. So we're going to take Gucci. I'm going to take all 3 of my F-15s. Andy, Bun Bun. I'm going to take Rogue and Druid, just because this is such easy experience. And it's target 39, so we do have to check. 39 is in the waypoint 0 region, only 1 stress. So it's a simple mission. So I'm going to take Bishop and Stool. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 of them. And then I have to take... I could take an F-15 Strike Eagle, I guess. Or I can bring along one of the aces just to bring them. The aces would be best for shooting air-to-air. The F-15 Strike Eagles actually have decent air-to-air. They're both at +2, so they could do it. And they have 12 weight points, so they're just going to carry a ridiculous amount of missiles. I'm going to rest my aces just because, like I said, that makes the game too easy. And so we'll bring one of the Strike Eagles, and I'm going to bring Boss because he has 0 stress right now, and allow SWAT to lose his 2 stress. Gail lost her 1. I already took that off. And then everybody else is on the mission. Okay, so forgive me for being lazy, but I'm going to just draw cards, deal with the events. Everybody is armed with aim 7s. Ross has 2 air-to-ground somethings. Just 1 weight point each. So he has 10, or Boss, I mean. Why am I doing that? To mitigate a bad event if I have to discard an air-to-ground counter. Okay? Since there's no enemies, I'm just not wasting my time with getting everything out and figuring out all their pluses. These are going to be super easy to kill. So let's do all pilots act fast on turn 1, no problem. Add 1 additional sight to center. That is done after the intel air adjustment, and that is where things get interesting. So now we have a jammer. It just makes it harder to hit them. That's all it does. It doesn't actually shoot at us. So the jammer does... Oh yeah, here's another thing that Fulcrum Leader does. When you do the intel adjustment and add extra bandits or sights, they're not always in the center. You roll a die to see if they are in the approaches. So it's just very small little things, but they make it different. Okay. This is still not an issue. It just means we have a -1 to our air-to-air rolls. When we have 1,000,000, we get +1 turn. I mean, it's... I don't even want to roll, guys. So, for example, Gucci has a +2, and he has 7 missiles. No, yeah, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, that's a hit. That's a hit. Miss. 2, 4. That's a miss. That's 3 hits. That's 3 out of the 8. And then he still gets to roll 2 more. That's 4. So 4 out of the 8 killed. Just from Gucci. I mean, Boss has 10 or 9 of these because he has an ECM pod. So here's 5. There's a hit. There's a hit. 3, 4, 5. Those 3 are misses. So then here's a hit. There's a hit. I mean, I hope you see what I mean. I mean, we already got all the hits we need, and I just went through 2 of the 6 pilots. Super easy mission. There's nobody shooting at us, so now we just get to come home. Add the KC-135 aerial tanker to your squadron for the duration of this campaign. That's really good. KC-135 for the duration. That means you get to use it more than once. Now, this game would be next level if we could do that, if they had more events like that. That would be next level. But just the fact that they have 1 card like that is really next level. So here we go, the KC-135. But is it the veteran or the average? It does not say. So this one, up to 4 aircraft on a mission may ignore the weight point and stress penalty on the map. This one is they just ignore the weight point penalty. I'm going to assume the worst, which is average. But being able to ignore weight point penalties, very, very helpful. And yeah, I mean, it's a done deal. Easy peasy. The primary reason I wanted to do this, as you know, is now we move this 2 to the right. So we're going to destroy 2 bandits and 2 sites on every mission. So the easy just got easier. And let's go. So this was target 39. 0 SO points still. Target destroyed. 4 victory points. We're at 34 for the campaign. We have moved into adequate range. And then it's only 1 stress for the mission. So unless somebody has 0 cool, like Stool has 2, so he would lose a stress. Stool is going to get 2 experience points. Bishop. Bishop is going to level up. So he's going to become skilled. It costs 4. He had 3. So he's going to have 1 left over. Let's get him over here. So he was at 2 minus 2. And he's leveling up. He has 2 cool now. His air to ground got a little better. His air to ground never gets great. So yeah, he's skilled. And then, as you noticed, I didn't use any aces. I'm just trying to do this without gaining too many double experience anymore. So now we got Bun Bun here. Needs 6. He just leveled up, so he's going to have a ways to go. And then we have Gucci. Gucci has 0 cool, so he's going to gain 1 stress. And Gucci is average. He should be leveling up. Yes, he is. So he's going to go to skilled with 0 left over. So here you can see he's a +1. Still a +1. Lots of SA points. That's a slow burn with Gucci. He gets really good at legendary, but yeah, the no cool is a bit of an issue. Andy here has 1 cool, so it gains no extra stress, but doesn't lose any. He has 3 experience points. He's now up to 5. He needs 9. And then Boss, we brought him along. No stress. He's a veteran. He has 3. Now he's up to 5. So he's pretty close to being legendary. And then Rogue and Druid. Druid has 3 cool, so he's going to lose the 2 cool. Bringing them along was just the easiest experience ever. So let's do Druid first. Druid's going to finish with 4 experience, needs 7. Rogue needs 6. Rogue is going to level up. Rogue is a veteran now with 0 left over. And if I pull him up, so he's going from skilled to veteran, so his numbers just get so much better. All right, so not the greatest amount of victory points, but that was excellent. Okay, and sorry for bumping the camera so much. Let's try to get another day in. So we have an airfield. So big one, it has an improvement. All targets take 1 additional hit to destroy, the 2 fewer sites. So this one might be one we're going to end up doing. We're going to draw again. And this one just has 6 bandits. So the problem is it's not secondary. So it's only 2 victory points. I'm not going to do this one, although it is nice. The rail bridge has an improvement. So this is the problem with drawing again. Armor and infantry targets take 2 more hits to destroy. Draw 1 fewer site if you kill it. So now I'm stuck. If I don't do this one, this is going to stay in effect. I'm looking for a secondary mission, so that's why I'm drawing another one. And it's a scramble. So guess what happened? Both of these now are permanently added to my thing. All targets take 1 additional hit to destroy, but I have to do this scramble here, which is worth 4 victory points. And it's 6 SU-24s, plus 1 turn, and there are bandits added to this one. So, well, I mean, this is the same as before. We're allowed to bring 7 aircraft this time. So let me make sure, where is it at on the map? it's a Waypoint 0 Stress 1 mission. So I'm bringing everybody but my aces. So Gucci again, Rogue and Druid, Andy, Stool, Bun Bun, Bishop, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the Strike Eagle, and I'm bringing my other Strike Eagle this time because I can bring 7. So I'm bringing 9, and then my 3 aces are just sitting at home. So it is a little harder because the bandits are coming out. I do have to destroy 2 of them. So the dials are all moved as far as they can go. There's no more benefits to the dials anymore. The penalties don't apply to this mission. This one is for armor and infantry, which aren't in the mission. And this one says all targets take 1 additional hit, but it's for targets that actually have hits. This one does not have hits. Like right here, see the keyword hits? There is no keyword hits on this one. So these are, once again, they're Su-24s, which are just simple bombers that just stay there, and they have a +1 to the die roll. So the objectives are not an issue. The only issue is the 4 bandits that we're going to draw. So we're going to draw the target bound card. 1 random pilot has to use shaken skills. Ignore if you have a tanker. Oh, we do have a tanker, and I mean, there's no reason not to bring him, I guess. He gets to be used every mission, or every day, I mean. So then we have, let's see, we draw the bandits. So we're going to draw 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that's not good for them. I mean, they drew 0 bandits. They drew 1, which is nasty, but I get to destroy 2 of them. So they're all out. And then we're over target. Sights and bandits connect their, yeah, that's fine. There's none of them. And turkey shoot. They don't even fight back. So another super simple mission. Then we do homebound. Roll 1 attack against random aircraft, 1 less for every air-to-air. I have plenty. So I'm not even going to do that. This is all aim 7s with the few air-to-ground on my Strike Eagles. Super simple mission. 4 victory points, target 36. Target 36. No. Destroyed. 5 victory points. Because of our campaign bonus, we're at 39 for the campaign. 39 is still in the adequate range. Then I'm only going to grab them if they level up. Bishop gets 2. So Bishop is up to 3. He's 2 away. Bun Bun needs 6. He's at 4, so he's 2 away. Stool needs 9, and Stool is at 4, so he's 5 away. Boss is at 7, needs 9. Gucci gains another stress. Out of all these guys, he's the only one that doesn't have cool. So he gains another stress. He's at 2. He needs 6. Andy needs 9. Yeah, and Andy needs a boost. He's at 7. SWAT needs 6. He's at 3. Rogue needs 7. Rogue is at 2. And Druid needs 7. And Druid is at 6. All right, so we still have 4 days left. I need a 56 to get a great score. We're currently at 39. So it's just under 20 points we need in 4 days. So that'd be 5 points a day, which is too much, but I know we don't need 20 points. So let's do actual math here. So if I need 56, so 49. I need 17 points in 4 days. So that's 4 points a day. And one of the missions needs to be one more than 4. And that's a problem. Well, it's not always a problem. Like it's like this one's only 3 victory points. But that one's 4. So we could do the cargo airfield. Now remember, these improvements are impacting us. And we move to the next day because these last 2 days have been pretty easy. I get to draw 4 again. So we have an AWACS. This lets me discard 1 improvement, which that would be really good. I could get rid of the rail bridge. It's going to be 4 victory points because of our mechanic. It's all bandits with 2 air objectives, which is the A-50. Now the A-50, just to remind you, is just another bomber sitting there to get hit. And bandits gain +1 to attack rolls. So this is a little more dangerous. I would like to do this because that let me get rid of the rail bridge. It would be nice to get a secondary because like I said, we got hit with a scramble last time, and that's my concern. I'm going to look through the deck to see if we even have any secondaries left. That's worth doing. So we have a command bunker. There's one right there. There's another one, 2. There's a third one, 3. There's a scramble. There's another secondary, 4. There's a scramble. Okay, so there are 4 secondaries and 2 scrambles. So I'm running a risk if I keep drawing. It'd be nice if you draw the secondary first. All right, so forgive me on this. Now, the other thing is it has the keyword large. Large is not defined anywhere. I think they missed it. I'm willing to bet that the large probably means +1 to hit. Just like big on ground targets has the same effect, but we don't need it. I'm going to go ahead and do this mission with the intention that if I succeed, I'm going to destroy or discard this one, the rail bridge. And it is a 5 aircraft mission. They are able to shoot with a +1 against us. So Rogue and Druid are both going to go on this. And then I'm looking at, where's the weight point band? 48. 48 is right here. So it's a weight point of -1, stress of 2. I get to bring 5 aircraft, so I'm going to bring Andy, Bun for sure. These are my F-15s. And then I'm going to bring my 2 F-16s. And Gucci is going to get stressed out, but we'll bring him. No, I'm going to let Gucci rest. So I'm going to bring Nordo. Make him the flight leader. So he has 2 SA. Stool has 1. They're all carrying AIM-7s, by the way. I'm not going to do any air to ground on this one because I can't. Well, I could. We're going to draw 7 bandits, though, in addition to the 2 targets. Andy has 0. Okay. Yeah, so There's a waypoint penalty of 1, so everybody's able to carry 6 missiles. I'm going to get to the point where I draw the bandits, and then let's see our situation, and then see if we need to play it out or not. So we're going to do first our target card. Reduce the number of turns by 1. Easy. We get +1 experience for that. Second one, or no, now we draw the bandits. So it's 1 on each approach and 3 in the middle. And then it says it's 2 A50s. So let me get those out. So it's just 1 token, and you can see it has a +2 on it. And I'm betting that the large is accounted for with the +2 to your die roll. And so we do have a MiG here, a really nasty one. This one is a nasty MiG. Oh, these are 2 no bandits. We got another nasty MiG. We got 3 of them. A MiG there and a MiG there. Those 2 are more manageable. Again, I was supposed to declare I'm always coming from this way. You know that. So these 2 are out. And we get to do intel air adjustment. So I get to destroy 2 of them. So it will be these 2. So those are gone. I do have 1. They're in range, though. We can hit them from the start. I have SA points. So we're going to start with Nordo. Nordo has a +3, +4 against this guy. 2 + 4 is 6. This guy is destroyed. And then the other one is Stool will use his own. He has a +3, +4 against him. And he has a +2, so he's destroyed. There's only 1 guy left. He can't shoot at us. We move to turn 2. Wherever my turn marker went, we're on turn 2. And we are now here. He is going to move here towards us. Those objectives are still there. Everything is in range. We still have 1 SA marker left, so Nordo is going to use his. He rolls a 3, destroys him. Everything else is a turkey shoot. So I only have to destroy 2. So I'll go ahead and do Stool on the slow phase. That's a hit. And then Andy on the slow phase. That's a hit. These are destroyed. 1. I know I'm going fast, but this is just not worth getting all the pieces out and going through the motions. So 4 victory points. The dials don't matter anymore. The big thing is we get to discard an improvement target. So we're going to discard that rail bridge because it's not worth the experience points. And here we go, where he did target 48. And that is 0, 0, destroyed, 4. So we're at 43 for the day. We are now in the good range. And, you know, going through all of our guys here, Rogue is now at 4. Rogue needed 7. Druid is at 8. Druid is now an ace, or legendary. And you saw this in the last campaign, but basically, numbers got a little bit better. So Druid's as high as he can go. Nordo will give his experience points to Andy. Gucci is going to lose 2 stress because he didn't go on a mission. Andy is going to gain 1 stress because this is a 2 stress mission. So Andy's up to 3 now. And Andy's going to get 4, so that puts him to 11. So he's going to become a veteran with 2 left over. And yeah, he had to spend 9 just to get there. So here's his profile. You can see he has a +1. he gained an SA point, and he's now fast. So he's really good. He needs 11 more to get to legendary. His bonus air to ground's not that good. When he becomes legendary, it becomes great. So sometimes there's a trap if you just look at the legendary and think, oh yeah, that's all I need to look at. All those missions up until you get there, you know, he's only at a +1, so it's not quite as good. Sometimes those guys that get a little higher earlier are better. Okay, next up is Stool. Oh, he's not leveling up. I thought he would. He's at 6 out of 9. And then we have Bishop, who needs 5. Bishop is going to level up to Veteran with 0 left over. Air to ground's not good, but Bishop has been a decent pilot. So he was already at +2, and now he's going to become Veteran. So the big difference is he gains an SA point, which is very helpful. Since he's still slow, doesn't have to rely on the flight leader. And then Bun Bun needs 6. Bun Bun is leveling up to Veteran with 0 left over. Oops, sorry. There's Bun Bun. And none of these guys, by the way, are taking stress. They all have 2 cool. Andy had 1, so he ended up going up a stress. So here you go. We're already at +3. So now Bun Bun gets a SA point, which, again, that just makes them even better. And yeah, so we're at 43 on mission 9. Am I gonna get to 56? I'm 13 away. I'm doing the math again. It's still 4 points a day. With 1 day, I need a 5th point. Somewhere in there, I need a 5th point. We got rid of the 2 victory point improvement. This is an easy 4-point mission. Was just hoping to get a secondary. Oh, I forgot. We get an extra experience point for everybody. So 3 left over, 1 left over. Rogue is at 5. Stool is at 7. Bishop has 1 left over. Yeah, so it just, nobody leveled up from it, but there was definitely adjustments to be made. And actually, Andy gets another one. Andy has 4 of the 11 because of the bonus experience. How are we doing on time? I ranted about the comments more than we've played this game. In all honesty, I'm more excited, I think, about trying another campaign without aces than I am in continuing this one. I guess I am curious, am I going to get the extra victory point? And speaking of the comments, the one that was calling me a crybaby, etc., was basically saying, just be happy you get a good and play. I guess I am. I mean, if the great rating is in there, I want to do the best I can, right? That's what I do when I go to work, for my job, and for anything else in my life. I try to do the best I can. And, it forces me to take this 2 meters wide because that's the only way I can effectively reach that target. And even with this 2 meters wide, as you can see, I'm struggling on the final days to have enough points. And in that one mission, NORAD, there were no secondary targets. So, like, sometimes you can argue, hey, if you would have drawn better and did secondary targets on on certain days, you'll get extra victory points that way. That's not always true. Anyways, all I'm trying to say is that then the meta of the game is that you must always choose that one special condition. And if you can't choose any others, then the rest of them are useless. So you have to be able to choose the others. The other thing I forgot to say is we only started with 30 SO points for the whole campaign. I mean, that's 3 SO points a day. Some of these are 12 SO points. How am I going to be able to afford some of this stuff if I only have 30? And my answer is you use the special conditions to add more. That's how. Lastly, and another thing about Fulcrum Leader is Fulcrum Leader, because of the political track, you could actually gain SO points every day. And if your political track is too low, you lose SO points every day. Now that's a mechanic, we saw that before. I don't remember which game it was from, where, I mean, that's actually more of a Tiger Leader. You know, if you had like certain ground troops that passed us, your battlefront line, you started to lose SO points if they started to get closer to your headquarters. That is a intriguing conundrum. And anyways, I digress. So I'm going to at least draw here, see what we're going to get. All right, so we have a scramble. So I can't do anything about it. It is 5 air objectives, MiG-31s, plus 4 bandits. And the MiG-31s, I'm sure, are just targets. Oh no, this is going to be a tougher one. These aren't bombers. Well, hold on, MiG-31. Yeah, that means we're going to get the ER attack. Gosh, trying to find one of those in this thing is a pain in the butt. I wish it just gave me an extra one that I could just use. All right, let's just draw the 4 objectives first. See if I got a MiG-31 in here. Nope, I would not be so lucky. Here's a 21. The no bandit gets replaced by one of those 2 that were in my hand. And then we have a 29 and an SU-22. Okay, so we got the 4 bandits. I just got to find the MiG-31. So we are going to get the ER phase attack. Still not finding it. Here's one. Okay. This is going to be a more challenging mission. It's a scramble. This improvement does not hurt us. This is a 4 victory point scramble, which is fine. We're staying on track, but it's preventing us from drawing a secondary. If I sort these, those 3 are a threat on turn 1. I know about these because since they're objectives, I had to draw them from the start. So I know them before I even select my pilots. We're going to bring all of our F-15s. So that's 3. We're going to bring Stool and Bishop. That's 5. Do I bring both my ECMs? That's going to depend on the stress band. 49 is the low stress band. So yeah, I'm going to bring both my ECMs. And I got room for one more. So I could bring a strike leader. I have another full bomber. They're both +2. I mean, they don't get a huge bonus air to air, but so our situation is that Bun Bun has 1, Andy has 1. I mean, the big thing is I need to be able to attack fast, right? Gucci has 2, Stool has 1, and if you're getting the gist here, everybody has the ability to attack fast. Like, we don't even need one of the aces with us anymore to help us. Even Bishop here has 1. They all have 1. So I can bring one of those along, or I can just bring Boss or SWAT. Let them get the direct experience. Boss actually will become legendary if I bring him, so I'll bring Boss. All right, and so it's a pure air-to-air thing. I can't do anything to block the ER attack, but I do have the ECM jammers with me, and everybody's has 0 weight point penalties, so most of them are bringing 7 aim 7s. Boss can bring 11. Boss will bring 10 aim 7s and 1 air to ground something. AGM 88. Okay. Well, he can't do an AGM 45. And then here we go. Reduce the number of turns by 1. Excellent. 1 experience point for all these guys. I'll take it. And EW stress for effect costs 1 additional stress this mission. So effect is, which one's effect? Oh, it's just any of them. So, okay, they all cost 1 extra. So using these guys is going to be a little more stressful. And then we're going to roll to see which target. This is number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7, 8. So we're going after 8. The good news is these guys have a built-in -1 if anybody targets them. And it's this guy who's doing it. So we rolled a 7 and 8. The 7, of course, gets reduced to a 6, which doesn't really help us. But it is damaged. So Druid is damaged. So that means if Druid takes 1 more hit, he's out. But we couldn't have asked for a better one because Druid loses all of his munitions. Well, surprise, surprise, he doesn't have any. So if Druid is ever targeted again, Rogue can maybe spoof or whatever. Okay, as always, we are here. There's nobody in our range. So we're going to have to deal with all 3 of these attacking us on turn 1. And that's what we're going to have to do right now. So I'm going to roll RGB, red, green, blue, to jam them. So only blue got jammed. So these 2 are getting in. So let's roll for red and green. Both of them need to be re-rolled. Again, I'm rolling for target. So 3 and 1. So I'm going to just put a marker next to who's being attacked here. Now, red is going after this guy, and green is going after this one. So the first one under attack is Bun Bun. Red hits with a 1 or a 5. That's very bad. I could have both of these go enhance, which gives a -2 to all die rolls. Well, first of all, Bun Bun, of course, is going to evade. So we're going to give him 1 stress. And then I have to decide, am I spoofing or am I reducing? Spoof only costs 2 for each of them. We have 2 people shooting us. The problem is Druid, if Druid spoofs, Druid is causing one of them to shoot at him. So what Druid's going to do is Druid's going to enhance. So let me show you. It's more expensive, but it prevents him from being a target. So we're going to enhance, which gives him 4 stress. That gives everybody a -1. I should probably spoof. The problem is if I roll bad, spoof druid could get destroyed. Yeah, we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna spoof with rogue, and the spoof for rogue is only 2 stress, but it becomes 3 because of the mission rule. Okay, so which one am I spoofing? Well, I'm spoofing this one because he's horrible. This one has a harder time hitting us, and he's going to get through with the enhance. So he'll be attacking this guy, but we're spoofing this, which changes this to rogue. Rogue is now the new target. And the way I've been playing is I only roll 1 die whenever I'm spoofing. That die is an 8, which does get reduced to a 7 because I enhanced with the other one. And if you'll pay attention, an 8 was a destroy, right? But since we spoofed, we're subtracting 5. So 8 minus 5 is 3, which becomes 2. So rogue takes 1 more stress. He's up to 4 now. Okay, and then we get to the other one. We're letting him get through. And so actually Bun Bun does not get the stress. That stress now goes to Gucci. So Gucci's evading. So the 3 is a really good roll. That gets reduced to a 2. A 3 would have increased stress, but it's reduced, so nothing happens. All right, so now we move in to range, turn 2. There was nothing we could do. We just had to eat their attacks. Now these 2 are objectives. So per the rules, they don't move to meet us, even though I keep claiming they should. And I have SAs on everybody except for Boss, but this will be, Gucci is not leveled up enough to be a flight leader. So Boss can't shoot, but everybody else can. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 of us are gonna shoot our aim 7s. And they're, because there's only so many targets, we're gonna shoot 2 each. And Bishop, for example, is a +4. So we're gonna go after this nasty one. And I rolled a 7 and a 5, he's destroyed. Okay, that's Bishop. Then we have Stool. Stool is, I'm sorry, that was Stool's roll. Stool was a +4. Bishop is a +3. And with a +3, we're gonna go after this one. And we rolled a 9 and an 8, so that one's out. Okay, so both of those guys are done. Next we have Gucci, who is +2. He'll go after this one. And he rolled an 8. That one's out. And then we have Andy is a +1. We're gonna go after this one. He's out. And then last but not least is Bun Bun with a +4. Oh gosh, I should have rolled Bun Bun earlier. This one's destroyed. We destroyed everything going fast. SWAT just got to take pictures. Okay, so we won. It was a little hairy. We took a damage, but we were not destroyed. And that's all we have to do. Not getting destroyed doesn't hurt us. Now we're going home. SAR rolls. Don't have to worry about it. And we did target 49. We're going to get 4 victory points. So we were target 49. 0, 0 destroyed. 4 victory points. That brings us to 47. And 47, we are now in the good rankings. Actually, we were in the good rankings last time as well. So we have a good rating. And like I said, we just need a 5th. We need to average 4. One of these needs to be 4 and one needs to be 5. So we need 9 total to wrap this up. Okay, everybody's getting 3 victory points. So I'm gonna, and the stress is only 1. So Stool gains no stress. He needs 9 to level up. He's at 7. So Stool is an ace. So let's do our award ceremony. He has a 2-1-3-0, and now he's a 2-1-3-3. He's the perfect pilot now as a legendary. Okay, then, I mean, this rule where we all started at noobs, it actually works. We're becoming legendary at the right time in the campaign. Next up is Bishop, who has 2 cool, so he doesn't gain any stress. Bishop is currently at 1 victory point. He needs 7. He has 4 now. He's done. Next is Boss. Boss has 8, needs 8 to level up. He's at 7, so Boss is becoming an ace. That was why we brought him. The 3 victory points was overkill, actually. And so Boss is, you can see here, has a 2-1-2-1, and now he's a 2-1-3-3. So he's a perfect pilot. Okay, Druid and Rogue had a tougher day. They have 3 cool. They gain only 1 stress from the mission, so they're going to lose 2 cool. So Druid is going to go from 4 down to 2. And Druid is legendary, so no experience points for him. And then Rogue, also same story, going from 4 down to 2. He needs 7 to level up, and Rogue is at, I overwrote, but no, I don't recognize my writing. Oh, he's at 5. Yeah, he's going to become an ace. So Rogue, so Druid is an A. Rogue is an ace. And you saw this one before. His numbers are going to get even better. Okay, who else we got? Druid, Rogue. Gucci still has 0 cool, so he's going up to 3 stress. Gucci's not a bad pilot, but this cool rating coming late in the game is a little bad. Gucci's going to get 3 and is up to 5. And it's not enough to level up. If Gucci were to become veteran, he finally gets 1 cool, which would be very welcomed, but he's 1 away. Next is Andy, who needs 11 points. Andy is currently at 4. So Andy is at 7. So not enough, but getting there. And then Bun Bun needs 7, and Bun Bun is currently at 1, so Bun Bun is at 4. All right, 2 days left. We're an hour and 13 in. We still have the cargo airfield mission, which is a perfect 4 points. We just need a secondary so we can wrap up our gap. We used one of the 2 scrambles, I believe. We might have even used both. I should have paid more attention. I think it was just one of the 2. So there's still 1 more scramble, but there's a lot of cards in the target deck. So I am going to draw, because I would like to get a secondary. This is a perfect mission, yes. But it's not giving us that 1 extra victory point we need to win the game or get the A+. So, and we draw a dang scramble. So the good news is that it is the 4 victory points we need. So that means tomorrow we can just draw for secondaries. But this is a air objectives of 2, and it's the TU-160s. And there are 0, there's 1 bandit in the center, and I get to destroy 2 bandits at the start of the mission. And now you might be wondering, like last mission, why didn't you destroy 2 of those bandits? I think that the intel only lets me destroy, like I can't destroy objectives with intel. So those objectives had to stay. Like the M31 was an objective, so I couldn't use my intel to destroy them. And so anyways, in this case, I'm drawing one bandit in the center. I get to destroy 2. These Tu-160s do not fight back. So I am not even doing this mission. It's an automatic win. I hope you agree with me on this. I get to bring 6 aircraft. And so I'm going to bring 6 people who can get experience points. Druid and Rogue are already legendary, so I don't even need to bring them. I will go through the cards just to make sure. But the 6 aircraft is going to be every F-15, F-16, except for our aces and Druid and Rogue. Let's see, Gucci needs to sit out. So I'll sit him out and I'll bring... You know what? I think I might even bring Gucci. Let me think here. Where's target 50? 50 is at the home band. So it's only a 1 stress mission, but Gucci still has 0 cool. So the debate is, I bring the top 6, which includes the 2 Strike Eagles. One of them is already legendary, so I don't need to bring him for the experience points. Gucci needs the experience, but he's stressed. So I do need to pause to grab a drink real quick, and then I'll make my decision. So I wanted to wrap up, but I think because we're so close, I just want to finish. So let's try to keep going here. Okay, so I did go with adding Gucci to this, and the reason is I missed the key point that this is -1 stress to the mission. So this is a 0 stress mission because it's in the home band. So even with 0 cool, he's not gaining any extra stress. Like I said, it's going to draw 1 bandit over the center, but we get to destroy 2 of them. And that bandit's not part of the objective, so we do get to destroy that one. The objective itself I have out here, he does not attack back. I'm not going to bother with the mission, but we will go ahead and draw our cards. So here we get an extra experience point. If it's a vehicle target, it takes 3 additional hits to destroy. That's just awesome. So 3. Treat all pilots as fast, not important. And then on the way home, oh my gosh, inflict 2 stress on each pilot. Okay, so that's going to be our biggest impact, as it is a 2 stress mission now, which means Gucci's going to be out. But we do get 3 experience points, and yeah. We wrap up another day. This time it was target 50. 0, 0, destroy, 4 more victory points. So that puts us at 51, and we are 5 away. We need 5 on our final day, or otherwise we end up with a good rating. So starting with Gucci, he is going to take 2 stress and go to 5, which does put him at shaken. I do think the 3 experience points is going to level him up, though. It does. He's going to be a vet with 2 left over. So right now, that 0 cool is the biggest issue. But he finally has a cool, but too little too late. He probably won't be able to participate in the final day. And then Andy has 7. He's going to finish with 10. He's 1 away. Stool. Oh, Andy's going to get 1 stress. So he's up to 4. Stool gains no stress. He's legendary. Bun Bun. He's going to gain no stress. Needs 7. Let's see. Stool is NA. Bun Bun is going to go to 7. And be an ace. So he's now a fast pilot. That's what changed. Then Bishop is going to get to 7. So Bishop is going to ace. So here you can see it's a 2-1. And then now, I mean, he gets a +1 air to ground, but like I said, he's focused, he's purely an air-to-air F-16. Well, not purely, but primarily is the right word. And then SWAT. He needs 6. He is also an ace now. So, it was perfect. The scenarios played out perfectly. All of our pilots are getting the ace right at the right time. So here you go. So SWAT is 2-1-3-3. You couldn't ask for a better one. And yeah, so now we're on our final day. We need 5 victory points, which means I probably need a primary and a secondary. I still have this one as a potential primary. Let's see what we can come up with here. We get to draw 4. The first one is another primary. You get a free R&R if you win this one, but it's the final mission of the day. This is only 3 victory points, so we'll set it to the side. It's not enough. Card 2, Command Bunker. This is the win right here. See, it's 4 victory points, and with our +1 modifier, it'll be a 5. That's our win. We get to bring 8 aircraft. There will be 1 site in the center, a whole bunch of bandits. It needs 11 hits. It's hard, which I believe means we get a -1 to our air-to-ground rolls. Let me check. Oh, no, you subtract a hit. So you have to hit like 2 or 3 times to be able to do 1 or 2 hits. So however many hits you do, with your bomb, you do 1 less with the hard. And then it's saying all command targets get the trait hard. We do get to bring 8 aircraft. We have a lot of legendaries. It's the final mission. And I don't need any secondaries, so I'm going to discard this. This card is going to cause us to need 1 additional hit to destroy. I'm discarding it because it's not... This is the ball of wax. If we beat this, we do get the A+ rating, exactly 56 points. So I'm not going to draw any more cards. The improvement is going to cause us to have to need 12 hits. However, our infrastructure cancels that out because it has a -1. So we still need 11 hits on this guy. We probably need to be a little more deliberate on this one, but for sure we're going to bring both of our Strike Eagles. They have 12 weight points each. This guy is target 19, which is in the final band. He's in the 4 stress band. We don't care. The weight point is weight point penalty is -3. But remember, we got this guy. 4 of our aircraft get to ignore it. So these 2 are going to ignore it. Of course, they have ECM pods. And then they're going to take these big boys here. So with the ECM pod, they have 11 weight points left. This is 3, 6, 9. If we do 3 of them. And then the ECM pod is 10. And then they can do one of these to round it out. And so both of them will have the same exact loadout. So Boss has 3 of them. And then a weight 2, like that. Now, that's because, and I still have 2 more pilots I can remove the weight point penalty for. And we are drawing 5 bandits. Some of them could be no bandit chips, but we could potentially have 5 bandits on the mission. And then, of course, we have our event cards that could impact us. For that last mission, our Druid and Rogue got rid of their stress. So they will both come along, because why not? They got to help us finish this last mission. Gucci can't come, and Andy can if I need to. The problem with Andy is he's high stress. So let's, we get to bring 8 aircraft. So let's do Bun Bun for sure. Stool for sure. Bishop. These guys all have 0 stress. And you know what? It's the final mission, so we might as well bring our leaders. Why not? Right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That finishes it up for us. There's so much potential because everybody on this mission is legendary. Literally everybody is. El Cid, Gale, and Nordo are. Bishop, Stool, and Bun Bun are. Boss and SWAT are. Yeah, this is an entirely... And even our 2 ECM jammers. Everybody's legendary at this point. Okay, so I got to pick 2 that are going to get their full weight points and everybody else does not. Well, Stool is our weasel guy, our wild weasel skill. So he's going to be the 3rd one with full weight points. And he's going to have, he normally gets to do 8. The ECM pod is 1. So he has 7 left. So if he does 4 AGM 88s, well, we get to see the center site. And he doesn't need AGM 88s. I just realized this because we're going to draw 1 and we get to destroy 2. So that guy's destroyed. There's not going to be any sites. So I'm going to reduce it to 1 AGM 88 just in case an event gives us 1. And then, yeah, everybody else is going to just be equipped with AIM 7s. No. We gotta destroy the target. I apologize. We got to get the target. So Stool has a +3 air to ground. And so that used up 2 of his. So he has 6 left. So yeah, so he can take one of these bad boys, heavies, and then he can bring 2 of them, right? He has a +3 air to ground, which becomes a +4. So Stool's air to ground is a 4. Boss's air to ground is 3, 4, 5. I forgot the -1 for the campaign. And then the -1 for the campaign. SWAT is -1 for the campaign. So we got all these 4s, right? And then I could still bring 1 more to do some bombing. The next best bomber is Gale. So Gale will come in and have the exact same loadout as Stool. And Gale's air to ground is 3. Just like Stools are. Stool has a 4 if he's attacking a site, but as of right now, there are no sites. Everybody else, these 4 are all AIM 7s. And with a weight point penalty of 3 and the ECM pod of 4, they're carrying 4 each. So I'm just going to represent it with a 4 there. They're carrying 4 AIM 7s is what I'm trying to get at. Every one of them. So I can put that in there to just show they're carrying 4 AIM 7s. They each have their own air-to-air. We'll figure it out. I don't think there's going to be much of a battle. That's why I'm sort of getting lazy. The bombs matter, but the rest does not. And so, you know, like I said, this one's going to be an AGM and then 2 of the heavies. Now the question becomes, do I have enough heavies? Because remember, I need to, I have to reduce one of my hits every time I hit. So this one has a potential of 3 hits, but at max I can do is 2. With a +4 to my die roll, even if I roll a 1, it's going to get 1 hit, but that's not enough. I need to roll a 3 to get 2 hits, which turns into 1. I mean, that's doable. So let's say I do that, that would be 6 hits. I got to get to 11. So you can see where my conundrum is. I could very easily get to 11, or it could be really hard. I mean, I'm dropping, well, I'm sorry, with the +4, that is a guaranteed 1 hit. There's 3 of them. This is the one I would use. Then this is just 1 extra roll. So I could pretty easily get to, yeah, I could get to 2 hits each. That would be 6, 12. I mean, these 2 would do the job, right? Assuming that I roll well enough. So it's a question of, do I have enough bombs We're drawing, like I said, 5 bandits. We got 4 and 4 with Nordo and El Cid. Bishop's heir to ground is just a +1. Bun Bun has no heir to ground at all. So we're going to put Bun Bun in with 4. And then it's either going to be Bishop or we're going to go back to like an El Cid. El Cid has targeting expert. So we're going to actually switch them up. We're going to put Bishop with the 4 aim 7s. El Cid is going to have a 3 and I guess a 1. That's unfortunate. Well, the 1's going to be an aim 7 because there's no point in carrying a 1 weight bomb when it's a hard target. So Bishop's going to carry a 3-weighter, and I made Gale the one that didn't have the weight point penalty, but I might want to make it El Cid. I kept saying Bishop. El Cid. So El Cid has a +1 air to ground, +2, +3, +4. He's actually +3 air to ground. No, we're fine. We're fine. Okay, so let's do this. So we already destroyed the site because we know we get to destroy 2 sites. We're going to draw the target card. We gain 3 SO points. Yes, yes. We no longer have 0. We're going to get 3 SO points in the final phase of the game. All right. Then we place our pilots. So because I know this is cluttered over here, I'm going to place our pilots over here. So we're going to come in from the right side, just so the camera doesn't have to get so much clutter. And then we do draw the bandits. So we're going to draw 4 bandits. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1 over the middle. So the first one is a MiG-21, and then a MiG-29, a MiG-21, and another MiG-21, and then the last one is a MiG-29. So we did draw 5 bandits. I do get to destroy 2 of them. And so these are the 3 range ones. So we're going to destroy them. Now I'm going to draw my last event. No adjustment. And the only one that's in range are these 2, which are out of range. This guy's also out of range. So we're going to start turn 1. We don't need to go fast because nobody can hit us. We're going to go slow. And I'm going to come over here and we're just going to shoot with Bun Bun and Bishop. They're each going to shoot 1 missile, right? So Bun Bun has a +4, and what did I say the other one? Bishop has a +4. They both have +4. So we're just going to do blue-green, and I rolled 2 8s. They're both destroyed. There's only 1 on the board. So now we're going to move to turn 2. So we're going to move in. He's still out of range, but he's going to move forward 1 so he can be in range. And now he's in range. And I'm going to have El Cid. I mean, anybody. We're going to go fast. El Cid's going to shoot his 1 aim 7. El Cid gets a +4. 3 + 4 is 7. This one's dead. So now it's just a matter of, do we destroy the target? The aim 7s are no longer a factor. So we have, let's start with our big guys just to see if they can get the job done. This is our first one. We're going to roll 3 dice. This guy gets a +4. It's SWAT, our eagle, strike eagle. Remember, the first hit gets canceled, so at most we can do is 2 hits each. I need to get up to an 8 to get 2 hits. I need to get up to a 5 to guarantee 1 hit. Since I'm adding +4, I'm guaranteed 1 hit each. Okay, so it's really a roll to see if we can get 2 hits. So I rolled a 10, an 8, and a 2. So 2 + 5, or 2 + 4 is 6. So this is just 1 hit. These are 2 hits each. So that's 5 hits of the 11 that we need. So I don't know where a 5 is. I'm trying to find one. Here we go. We got 5 hits. All right. Now, he also has this equipped, which is a slightly less improved one. It's a 6. I still get the +4. I get to 10. That's 2 more hits. So now we're up to 7. That was just one bomber. Okay. Now we go to the next bomber. He also gets a +4. So there's 3 of these and 1 of those. So we'll go ahead and do 3. And then the red is going to be this one. So this is 2 hits. 5 + 4 is 9. That's 2 hits. 2 + 4 is 6. That is a miss. And then this is 2 hits. So 2, 4, 6 more hits. 7 and 6 is 13. Target destroyed. I have a crap ton. Maybe not a. I had 2 of these, 2 of those, and 1 over here. I had more bombs to drop that I didn't need to drop. So we got her done without that much effort. I mean, if the dice rolls were bad, it could have been harder. I mean, that's the thing. You're mitigating your dice rolls, which is why I like this game, because you can mitigate dice rolls to an extent. Sometimes, though, they do just blow. So it's a victory. We got a great victory. I do have to draw 1 final card, 1 additional stress. So what? It's the final mission. So we did target. What was the target? Oh, I threw it in the wrong pile. This was target 19. I mean, everybody would have gotten, gosh, 5 stress on that mission, but it doesn't matter. Target 19, we ended up with 3 SO points. We destroyed it. We get 5 victory points. We get to 56. We got ourselves great. There you go. That was an expert mission, Soviet Reclamation. And I know I've been called a crybaby and other names because I say this, but I still don't like that you have to take a special condition just to achieve this great evaluation. I think a game should be beatable without needing the special rules, and this one is not. And you can say, well, a good rating is still good. I get that. I just I don't like that aspect of the play balance. But this was a fun campaign for sure. The final thing is I just wish that the comic font wasn't used. I'm okay with the red font and all that stuff. It just it's really hard on my eyes to view, and I guess I'm complaining and being a crybaby again. I guess fun campaign, very good. Some of the missions are insanely easy. And you know what? When you start off with lower experienced pilots, I really want to get those missions early. Like, those are really fun ones to have early, because when you don't have +3 to all your air rolls, they can still be challenging. Like, you might still have to go in and gunfight to win. So I don't know what's next. I am playing War Room with some friends, so I need to reclaim this table space to accomplish that. I don't have to put this game fully away to do it. I have an ability to put, you can see there's a lip here. I can actually put a tabletop over top of this and cover this up. So I do have to move, like I have this here for my cameras, and I have that, which has got all my DVG stuff. But anyways, there you have it. That was a very successful campaign. The ace rules worked. The play balancing of when they hit legendary was perfect with those new ace rules. So I don't think the developers are ever going to see my videos, but I do think it's a good suggestion if they want to try to figure out how to balance the ace. I thought that worked really well. And anyways, thanks for watching. Stay awesome.